Hi guys, Dan with Index Option Trading on March the 14th, and after the market close, and we're looking at a 1 hourly chart of ES, which is E-mini S&P 500 Index Futures June 11 contracts. And as you can see here, the market was dominated here, and it dropped in the mornings and Thursday and on Monday, and now it's at this time is the futures are trading about 1274. This is of course after the market hours, so but they trade 24 hours, so you can see they're much lower at this time after the market close. So we could expect something happening in the morning, a lower open, and so on and so forth. If we go back here and take a look at the daily chart on it, you can get an idea here. This is the triangle that we broke down here. This is the 50-day moving average. The futures closed here just above that, and then on Friday they closed about 12 here, 13.19, and today they failed to close above the 50-day moving average, which is not a great sign. The market is sliding down gently into this on the fears of what happened over the weekend in Japan, and the nuclear meltdowns and all these things, and Gaddafi and his fighting in the Middle East. Even though the oil just retreated, that gave a lift to the future and everything in the market, but there was nevertheless not enough. And right now, this is the evening time here, and we're looking at futures trading at 1274, which is a lot less than the close. Okay, so we go back and start looking at a SPY, which is our diamonds, which is ETF. Actually, it represents S&P 500, and it just barely managed to close right underneath the 50-day moving average with the heavy duty volume here, 235. Distribution day again. RSI is just, the market is about neutral, and that is not a great thing here. Let's look at the SPX, which is actually the S&P 500, and it barely managed. It has closed barely managed to close near the 50-day moving average. We need 1300 or so to be convincingly above that 50-day moving average, and the pointing is that this 50-day moving average is violated here a couple times, which is not good for the bulls. But if you look at NDX, which is the technology, you could see that it has clearly closed 3 sessions in a row below the 50-day moving average. That changes the trend. If these closes start happening downwards below the 50-day moving average, and we make a lower high and lower lows, then we're definitely into a change of trend, unless we snap back here 2334, and I don't know if that is going to be possible. But let's look at RUT. We do have a position on that one, and RUT, let's go back here. It didn't do that right for some reason. RUT, let me see. No. Okay, RUT, typing, let's see. All right. Okay, so RUT also barely managed to close at the 50-day moving average, 798. We need 800 right there to be convincingly above that, 800 plus. And so it isn't, the market is just not performed today, and the buyers weren't there, and everybody sold what they can, and they just took all the news about Japan and dived into it. And so this is what is affecting the market now. Also, the Dow is closing below 12,000 for the first time I've seen here in the next several months, several days, and it's just closing here. It was and it is just supported here at the 50-day moving average. This is sitting on the edge. It's not much here. Let's look at some of the stocks here. Unless we move back up here, we're going down. Otherwise, we need to snap back above that 50-day moving average in all these indexes tomorrow. And if it does happen, then yeah, we're okay. NFLX, which we do have a position, is also just sitting there teetering at the 50-day moving average, and it is not performing that well. The volume was less, so there was a lot less selling. Baidu, one more here. I would just squeeze in here. Baidu, it did okay. It is consolidating, and it tried to move higher, but it got pulled down, and there was some selling here as well in that stock. So the market is again taking these news, and we really just have to watch that. Longs are very risky at this point, and we're going to get into new positions pretty soon if the market prevails.